Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Six the Goddess. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shift. Hope you all are doing well. I am doing well. I wanted to bring you this video today because there is certain components about this issue that I don't feel like are being talked about. This issue it's a campaign that is being glorified and is being pushed so hard, and we tend to only see the positive sides of this. But in order to really be objective for something, you have to look at all sides. And it's very dangerous to encourage this divestment movement to other sisters. And then I notice there's crickets when it comes to speaking about the negative side of this. Okay. You cannot glorify something. I call it the Prince Charming syndrome. You cannot glorify something with a Prince Charming syndrome and then totally ignore huge red flags. Okay, huge red flags. And then y'all get real quiet. So today we're going to go ahead and we are going to talk about the elephant in the room, the real dangers behind this divestment movement. Now, you have to understand this. They're women. I need y'all to bear with me on this video because I'm trying to keep it monetized. So I need you guys to bear with me on things I say. Their women are running from them in droves. Their women are running away. You are running towards them. I truly believe a big issue for a lot of people in our community is in your upbringing. You did not have a lot of real relationships with them. And y'all know who I'm talking about when I say them, okay? So you have this romantic view of them and how they get down and how they move in their everyday life. A lot of you are very ignorant to how psychotic and how sociopathic these men are. Men in general need systems in order to remain disciplined and in order to keep from killing themselves and killing one another. Okay. Men need to have a system in place to deliver consequences to them. So, if all men need that in general, imagine what happens when one specific group of men are given the privilege to rarely ever have to take accountability for their actions. And the privilege of that man is the man that you want to choose to go under his authority. So I have a client from some years back. She was from Russia and she had a discussion with me about DV. And she said, well, at least the women here in the United States, if you do have an incident, the police will come to the residence, they'll help you. She said in Russia, it's borderline legal. And when you try to contact the police, when you try to contact for help, they will tell their women it is a home issue, a family issue. So we sit here in our comfy spaces as sisters in the United States and point the fingers at our men as though they are the worst. Sadly, when you look at statistics and data, it will show our men have this amount of incidences of DV. The point that I think we don't understand is their men are not being convicted. When the police are called on them, it's y'all have a good night. This is a nice guy. And then y'all sit and say, see, it's our men doing it the worst. No, it's not. I challenge you right now. Just pull up serial killers. Just Google serial killers. Click on images and look at who shows up. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for you right now. I want you guys to let's really look at this because they're selling you guys this image of Prince Charming. And if you want all your problems solved, don't change your behavior. Just change the man, change the color of the man. That will help you. When we look at who is the majority of serial killers, people who go around killing innocent people in masses, pay attention to what they look like. Pay attention to the nature of these men. You'll see one of us, then you'll see 50 of them. And you mean to tell me that it's our men in our community committing the most DV? No, it's them. And then everyone sitting here encouraging this divest movement leaves this part out of it. You are literally deciding to put yourself under jurisdiction of sociopathic, naturally sociopathic men. I want to make this very clear. Women of all nationalities, races, and creeds experience DV. Is it right? No. Has it always happened? Yes. Will it probably continue to happen? Yes. But what happens is we as sisters sit and villainize our men to a higher degree when women everywhere are dealing with the same issue from their men. And guess what? When they deal with it, their men are not getting locked up. You know, they can't wait to lock our men up. So you call them and say one of our men did this, honey, they're on the way. They cannot wait to arrest ours. Okay? But do you know what's happening to their women? Do you know why their women are running from them in droves? I'm going to show you why. Let's watch.
Little support to the victims. 2 years ago, Natalia's partner beat her up so badly, she grabbed hold of a knife to defend herself. Lightly wounded, her partner phoned the ambulance and the police. He was taken to hospital. Natalia, covered in bruises, was taken into police custody.
I tried to speak
Just
to the
listen.
paramedics. I told them, he hit me all over, I've got a headache, I don't feel well, and I can hardly stand up. They just said, look at what you've done.
Natalia was later diagnosed with traumatic brain injury and concussion. She's now under investigation for premeditated aggression and faces 10 years in prison. Her aggressor has never been convicted.
This your king? this where y'all want to go? This is better. This is where we're supposed to divest to. Okay, so very recently there's been a beautiful sister, okay? May this sister's transition be blessed. That was mingling with white zaddy. And I'm going to show you guys what happens when you take yourself from under your people and put yourself under them. I'm going to show you guys. This is recent. This happened a few days ago. I want to show you guys the risk that you're taking. Okay?
The mother of 23-year-old Lauren Smith Fields of Bridgeport says her family's world came crashing down 10 days ago when her daughter was found dead inside her apartment on Plymouth Street, under what the family describes as mysterious circumstances. The medical examiner has not yet released the cause of death, and investigators aren't commenting.
Without a doubt, we know that my daughter was not a drug user, and I had a second autopsy myself, paid out of pocket, because we felt so uncomfortable with the way it was handled.
It's Lauren. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel.
Lauren was a familiar face to YouTube audiences. Her family says she had been a track star at Stanford High School and was now studying physical therapy at Norwalk Community College. A sweet child, they say, who had blossomed into a beautiful young woman who had the whole world at her feet.
Look how beautiful she is. Pay attention. Just really pay attention to the details of the story. Notice the family said they got a second autopsy done because they were unhappy with how the police handled. Listen,
They
just
say
keep
Lauren
listening.
had met, quote, an older white man on the dating app Bumble, and it was he who alerted police to Lauren's death. The family says they are not satisfied with answers they got from an investigator.
I asked him about the guy. He just made it seem like the guy was a nice guy. It was nothing to investigate.
Oh. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if ever in life you have seen someone accuse one of our men of something so heinous. Name me one time where the police came in, looked at him and said, you know what? He's a nice guy. I'm sure there is no foul play here. You know what, sir? Let's get you some Chick-fil-A and get you home. Leave a comment if you ever in the history of your life seen that happen with one of our men. If that was a sister with a brother and that happened, that they would have been on that brother behind faster than you could say banana, honey. Oh, they would have been on the way. Who was the last person seen with her? No, they did not have her mingling with White Zaddy. White Zaddy is the last person to see her living. White Zaddy calls the police. Hey, Shawty is she's out for the count. Okay, just want to let y'all know. All right. Now I'm gonna go play water polo, and I'll see y'all a little bit later. What? This is the danger of this. Y'all want to live in this perfect world where DV never happened. Is DV terrible? Yes, I've been a victim of DV myself before, but I got up out of there. Do you hear me? I got up out of there so fast, make your head spin. I've been a victim myself. I'm with you, ladies. I wish it wasn't a thing. I wish it was something that we did not have to deal with. But unfortunately, it is. And you would rather put yourself in this position where it's going to happen. It's happening to all women. And you'd rather put yourself up under men who can do whatever they want to you and walk away scot-free. Let's continue.
Only contact that we have had was from a very insensitive, condescending, and arrogant detective.
Lauren's dad reading a scathing statement saying police failed to extend the most basic courtesies and told his family to stop calling. Councilwoman Maria Pereira says police owe Lauren's mom an apology.
Watch this.
She sent a really well-written email, and I was shocked.
Did you guys hear what she said? This says her mother wrote a really well-written email. I'm sorry. Were you expecting something different? Oh, I forgot. This black shouldn't even know how to spell. Oh, wow. This a good. She knows how to spell. She wrote a well-written email. Pay attention. Pay attention. This is your king.
When just yesterday, she told me she had not even received a response.
A mom who's left to plan her daughter's funeral just days before Christmas says she's struggling to find a path forward.
Life is not the same. I don't know who I'm going to be.
Look at the face of this woman. This woman is hurting. And instead of there being a warrant out for this arrest, all they can tell this family is he was a nice guy. Based upon what? His skin color. Yeah. We feel like our men are kicking our behinds the worst. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to White Zaddy, where White Zaddy can do whatever he wants, and it won't get reported. That way, their numbers look lower, and we'll be safer there.
Be after this.
In Bridgeport, Frank Recchia, News 12, Connecticut.
Absolutely not. Okay, my heart goes out to this sister. My heart goes out to, this family. But my God, at some point, we have got to be smart here. This fantasy of flowers and lollipops, and none of us will ever have a problem with any of our men, is just that, a fantasy. Okay? It is not our men with the leading cases of DV. It is theirs. They're the highest serial killers, colonizers, committers of genocide, the most when it comes to DV against their women. It is the instance of a sister who has become deceased from this incident. And this man was made to go home, and it was not reported. Do you all see why their numbers appear lower? And you buy into it. And you ladies allow yourselves to be a pawn to have these sociopaths continue to carry out their own agendas. Oh, there's more. Oh, baby, this can go all day. We can instances all day. This woman was attacked by her husband. Listen to her story.
Тыкал мне ножом в живот. Ну, видимо, не смог. Дал своему другу.
If you're not reading the subtitles, she doesn't speak English. It says they took me to the forest and tied me to a tree. Okay. Her husband was trying to stab her in the stomach. Talk about, oh, he did it, but he couldn't finish the job. Then she says he gave the knife to his friend, and his friend stabbed her in the chest.
Другу. Там 5-6 секунд, наверное, он мне сначала в грудь. Они хотели, они даже погреб там
They
открыли.
even opened a
Меня туда потом
basement
выкинули.
door to try to get rid of her body.
Vika survived, but many do not. Government figures show 14,000 Russian women are killed every year.
14,000 Russian women are killed every year, and those are the ones that are reported as a homicide. Those are the ones where they don't cover up as an overdose or a self-annulment of your own life, if you know what I mean. 14,000 per year in one country. This your king?
And a new law reducing the penalty for many acts of domestic violence to a modest fine could make it worse.
Не, ну это бред. Так не должно быть.
Просто у него будет уже понятие такое, что он да ладно, что
When they get their behind kicked, you know what their men get, if anything? A fine, a traffic ticket, as though women are a car parked in front of a fire hydrant. Oh, you kicked her ass? Here you go. Give you a little ticket. You all have got to be smart. You have to look at consistent patterns of a people. Our men have never oppressed us. Anytime you study us as a people, us as women have always been standing right next to our men, never behind them, never below them. We've always been right next to them. It's never been no oppression, and our men will be held accountable for their actions against us. They cannot wait. You cannot sit and glorify this Prince Charming divest movement to our women, and you're not warning them of the dark side to this. DV is going to happen in any woman for any man, regardless of race or whatever. But you have to look at, where are you positioning yourself to win or to lose? I cannot stand to see sister after sister being taken out by these men with no justice. These men able to go home scot-free, unreported. Your families are being torn apart by this, and it's sad to see. If you're going to be out here promoting this, promote all of it. You guys have got to stop glorifying something where every other woman is running for their life from them, and y'all are the only ones running towards them. Imagine a group of people running, and you're like, where are y'all going? And you're turning around, running towards them again. This is what is happening right now. It is sick. Y'all, be careful out there. Do not put yourself in position with privileged people who have the space to do anything to you without a consequence. Stop spreading false narratives. Let's work with each other through our flaws. Switching the color does not work for a Black man or a Black woman. You cannot say, I'm not going to change my behaviors, my consistent toxicity. What I'm going to do is just switch the color and all my problems will be solved. We have to be self-aware and accountable for ourselves to look at the part that we play in our interactions and in our relationships. If you're going to tell the story, tell the whole story. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. It could help someone else. Stop running from the fire. Stop running towards the fire when everyone else is running towards it. I'll see y'all.